What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. This is Macro Mondays with myself and Dominic Ryder. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Dom will be joining us here in just a second, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you guys have not yet, make sure to hit that like button, guys. We have a $150 ETH giveaway, and we're going to be talking about the crypto markets. Is the Doom King going to be flipping bullish? We're going to find out here today, guys. And a lot of news to cover regarding the US dollar, China and their CBDC, the BRICS initiative that's going on. A lot of other countries are joining the BRICS initiative. And I'm excited to hear Dom's take on the overall market. And also, we're going to be talking about meme coins, guys, because this past week, the past 2 weeks, we've seen an incredible rise in meme coins. Pepe took over the crypto space. We're going to be getting Dom's opinion on that and more. Let's see who's all here with us in the chat today. We got our guy, Crypto Priest. Blue Sky is here. Skylish Crypto and Tua. Over 32 people are with us here on the stream today, guys. How's everybody feeling? Are we feeling bullish? Are we feeling bearish? The past week was incredible, but the past weekend we saw somewhat of a pullback in the market, and we have our guest here. And Forward to the Gains is here as well. He said, we're here. Hit that thumbs up, guys. Let's bring in our guest here. Over 40 people already with us here today. His name is Dominic the Doom King Ryder. And my prayers are that he has flipped bullish, but only time will tell. Dom, how are we doing? Happy Monday, and welcome back to Macro Mondays.
Oh, in, out.
Best America, how are we doing?
Not bad, not bad. Unfortunately, your prayers will not be answered. However, I am hedging here. I would say it's a good place to take some profits and buy some longs just in case. Pretty good risk to reward at this level. But my main concern buying here on Bitcoin is it seems to be, and if I was a market maker, and I have dabbled, this is a perfect place to collect longs and make everybody think that we are slightly recovering. Get everybody in. You can see, like from the Bitcoin chart, that we've paused over the weekend. It did absolutely nothing, and then it's rallied a little bit, pulled back, rallied a little bit, pulled back, and then we're right back onto see there, this line here, and we keep faking out, and we're just at the very bottom of this range at like 27,250. So it's I think it's a bit of a bull trap in that if you were going to buy, it looks like a good level, which makes me bearish, because it looks like a good level, which means that inevitably it's probably not, because there's a saying, I think it came from Warren Buffett, which is if you aren't aware of the fool in the market, then you are the fool in the market.
Very true.
And right now it looks like a really good place to long. So I would certainly hedge, but I'm a bit worried that it does look that good to long, because, it's very, very little that people get it right. And it looks like a good place to long. So I'd be cautious, but I'd certainly take some profits and hedge some risk here. I remain a seller of rallies.
I love it. I love it. Doom King remains doomish here. Tony Montana with a $5 banger. He said, Jake, because I love Jake, or just because I love Jake, my brother from another mother, I know he will ape Andy. It looks like Tony has brought in the Andy family. I think this is another frog coin. I don't have any yet. John Klein saying, Jake, check out Andy. All right, so we'll check out Andy on the stream, guys, today. Dom, have you heard of Andy? Someone just said that you made a VEMP investment. Or did they just say that?
Oh, no, Doom King make a VEMP investment.
I thought it said Doom King make. Okay, Doom King make a VEMP investment. So we're going to be talking about Andy. Shout out to Mitral Journey, guys. Welcome to the stream. And just so everybody knows, we are going to be doing a giveaway to give back to you amazing people. It's pinned to the top of my profile. Go retweet that tweet. Bring in some communities. We're going to give away $150 in ETH. Dom, I want to talk about all the macro stuff. This is called Macro Mondays, right? But I have to get your personal opinion. You are a degen in your true nature. We haven't had a stream literally since Pepe started, because we haven't we just missed last week. That's it. Pepe, dude, what the hell? How does it happen? How does a token go from nothing in essentially a bear market to 150 million? Everybody tweeting about it. It's like, what's your take on Pepe?
I mean, it's not. I don't buy that it comes from nothing.
What do you mean?
As in, like, it's very, very rare that a token goes from like 0 to 100. Like, people do not ape into random coins when they launch until they have a few security checks at least.
Yeah.
First one being like burnt liquidity, or for example, in this one, Pepe, what they had was, and I think if you check, if you scroll down more on Dex Tools and you click on the Go Plus security or more info on the left-hand side. So
Left-hand side, more info.
Then you scroll down, blacklisted, yes. So I took a look.
Yeah, what was that about?
So I've checked a few of these because there's a lot of that I like to deep dive into things and understand the technicals of them.
Of course.
And I think that there is a huge amount of money to be made by noticing patterns, and that the world functions on these patterns, and you can unlock, a lot of value just by finding out who to watch and how to watch it. Essentially, it's like a lot of people will find a wallet and they will set a bot that buys everything they buy. So if you look at the very beginning of Pepe, you can see that they had a blacklist function, which means that when a new token launches, like it'll automatically get botted a little bit anyway. Like there's people who set bots to just buy everything. And then you have different like type of sniper bots, and then these platforms and these tokens where you can subscribe and it will like risk rate them for proper DJs who like to buy literally on the first block. You can snipe based on like buying on the first block, second, third, fourth, fifth, 11th, pick whatever you want. Like there's a tool for everything. And you can see with this one, they blacklisted the snipers. So somebody was in control, and then there was a stream of like buying at the very beginning, where just a few people like put a little bit in, and that's when you sort of know that potentially there might be a insider circle. And I've heard that there is a big following and a large amount of something fairly new, a large amount of NFT community members, people who've traditionally sold NFT collections, coming over into tokens now, and particularly into the DGen tokens. And I have heard that they are behind a few of these, including Pepe, including Naruto.
And real quick on that, did they have good NFT projects? Were they scam NFT projects? Were they rug pulls?
No, I don't know. I mean, there's tons of rumors, and I don't really know. I mean, there's tons of rumors of like, it being this random guy called Shane who is apparently a rugger. But again, like, it's all speculation, unconfirmed. I only like to, give the facts just because I know what it's like to get blamed for other people's stuff.
Get funded. And Tony, send me the Andy chart on Twitter. I'll pull it up. Send me it on Twitter so I have the correct X tools, and we'll pull it up. You know what it's like to get funded, so you like to throw their names, but
yeah. But I mean it's certainly like, these things don't come out of nowhere, and often it's
true.
It can be something as simple like, for example, if I know that VEMP has got something decent coming up, then I will drop enough hints to get enough people looking, enough eyes on it. And that can be as simple as you can search back, and you, for example, one thing I did with Pepe, one thing I did with Naruto, is I searched the ticker back on my Telegram to find out who was the first person who I knew who spoke about it. And then who was it? Actually, so there was a guy called Bag Calls. He was the first one on Pepe. Bag Calls, he's got a cool channel. He shared it at like 10K.
Jesus, dude.
But I like to follow the trail. And so I spoke to him and I asked him about his strategy. I asked him what tools he uses. And he sent me through a few things, which I'm taking a look at now. But then I do the same for Naruto, and I find out who's posting these things. And all it takes sometimes is if you're in a Telegram chat, people and DJs will know that you have these Telegram bots where you put like and then you put the ticker, and it will load up the token. and it will say the market cap, it will give you the contract, etc. And oftentimes, all you need to do is put the I into the chat, and people will see that somebody has looked at and wants to know information on this token. They don't know why, they just know that somebody who is part of this group has done it. And sometimes that's all it takes, because that instantly gets it up. So I can go into these groups and I can just put VEMP, it pulls up VEMP stats. It will say how many is up today, how many holders it has, the market cap it has. And sometimes that's enough to just get enough eyes on it. And that's what these people do. And I'm wondering if there's a circle, because people aren't going to directly, show this thing. It'll be very, very obvious if somebody suddenly gets like all of these multi-million-dollar memes, and they're always the first one that talks about it. Then people will know that they're either the developer or they're part of the circle.
True.
And so people do try and cover their tracks, but this is an exercise that I'm doing now, because it's like a high frequency trading. And one thing that's like crazy is that people just treat crypto differently to like the stock market. When I worked like in trading, when I worked at like wealth managers and banks, they do this all the time. Goldman Sachs, for example, before they got fined and given legal action for it, they built a machine which would be next to the stock exchange that would front run the stock exchange itself. So every time somebody bought something directly on the stock exchange, they would buy it first, and they would just take like nickels and dimes every single trade just by having a closer internet connection than everybody else. And there was like a quarter where like Goldman Sachs didn't have a single losing trade, and people were like, how have they done this? And it's because until there's a law against it, like, all of these banks, they're like, they're just cheats like everybody. Like they're trying to, and they do this degen stuff that everybody else does, where they try and front run, they try and copy trade, they try and like steal information. And for some reason in crypto, people just think like that others can't and shouldn't work like this. And there's a lot of advantages that can be get by doing these things and building these bots. And people seem to think it's like, for example, recently with VEMP, and this goes to show you like the mindset difference of certain areas of the market and of just people in general. So as you remember the VEMP, we took over a failed project, Penguin Cards, and it's got a really good game, but the team ran out of money and the project failed. So VEMP took over the game and took over the game assets. Now, bear in mind, if you are Walmart, and
if you are who?
Walmart. If you're Walmart and Bed Bath & Beyond goes bankrupt and you buy out all of its stores and its assets, you don't just give Walmart shares to Bed Bath & Beyond. They lose all of their money. Everything that they had goes to zero in Bed Bath & Beyond because they've gone bankrupt. And so Penguin Cards is Bed Bath & Beyond, VEMP is Walmart.
Like that.
So I got FUD for giving VEMP to Penguin Cards old token holders, even though I didn't need to whatsoever. I could have literally just bought the bankrupt assets, launched it under VEMP, and said, sorry, you've lost. But instead, I airdropped VEMP, and people were saying that I was a scammer for doing that.
Why? It's a nice thing.
Well, exactly. Like people seem to have this like lack of common sense or business sense where like literally Walmart would not say, oh, poor Bed Bath & Beyond shareholders, let me give you some Walmart stock. Of course they wouldn't, because it's business. Like you don't do that sort of stuff. I did it because I'm an idiot and because I actually have this terrible thing in crypto called morals, which means that you're hindered forever because everyone else is just so poor. But in their own moral fiber. But
well, how many holders were there? How many Penguin Cards holders were there?
It was almost $100,000 worth of VEMP that I just gave away to them for free, even though I didn't have to, because
it's a good business move too on your end, because it's like now they're excited to hold VEMP, right? Like they were airdropped for free. They're probably excited for like the acquisition of Penguin Cards. Was there any type of like lock on it? Like a time period lock, or was it just kind of airdrop for free?
No, so this is another crazy thing, right? So I sent the airdrop and I sent it in 2 batches. First batch, and I waited 24 hours because I wanted to catch the sellers. And then the people who sold, I didn't send them the second batch. And they had the audacity to come into the Telegram chat and say, "Where's my second airdrop?" I said, "You sold the first one, so I'm not giving it to you." And they said that I was out of order.
It's like that lady. Remember that one time we did I think we did like a $500 VEMP giveaway on our stream, and right away that lady, she received $250 in VEMP. She sold it right away, and she DM'd me, and she's like, "Hey, I never received my VEMP. Can you send it again?" And you looked at the Etherscan, you're like, "Hey, yeah, she received it, and she dumped it." And I was like, "But yeah, people, yeah, there's just." But it's just part of the game, man. It's just part of crypto. It's like you send money to someone in, Indonesia, $250. That's like their yearly salary, right? So it makes sense that they sell it. But continue on.
But yeah, no, I mean, it just goes to show the difference in attitudes in crypto and the lack of common sense and business sense. Because yeah, there's literally, and I said this in the chat and I pinned it because I could have easily bought the game assets, replaced the penguins with another animal, done it all under NDA, and never even mentioned to the token holders that it was the same game or anything. But instead, I chose to take over the game, develop the game, keep the game as its normal self so that all of their NFTs and everything they had with the old project remained, and then reimburse them with the exact same USD value they had at the time I took it over of their PGK with them. And I still got tons of shit for it. It's like you cannot do anything right as a founder, which is why I always say worst industry in the world that we work in, because it's just terrible. Nobody gives you any credit when it goes right, and when it goes wrong, it's all your fault. It's trust me, it's and then people wonder why devs don't docs. Honestly,
it's the one job I would never do. I always say that on every stream. I will never, ever, ever launch a token because I see it with, and I feel for you because you're one, but I saw it with every developer. It's like when the price goes up, and I'm sure when VEMP was going up, you were the king. It was King Dom, but as soon as the market corrects, and I saw this with every single token, it just is, it's all your fault. It's all your fault.
And the lengths that people go to just be nasty and just be terrible people. It's insane, trust me, honestly. And then yeah, people wonder why aren't there any honest devs? You chased them all off.
Yeah, they all left.
Well, it's the moral, it's just moral standards in general. Honestly, if there is no reward for being honest, then you will not have if you reward scammers as much as you reward honesty, then you will not incentivize people to be honest. If you treat scammers like scammers and honest people like scammers, then the honest people just go somewhere where the industry respects them, or they get treated with dignity or anything like that. So unfortunately, everyone's their own worst enemy, and everybody ends up crying wolf. But yeah, this is what we have to deal with, you see.
It's part of the game, and the markets will turn back. You also get a lot of shit for being bearish, where I don't understand that, because it's most of the time, 99% of the time, you've been right? And of course, I'm bullish, but I don't understand any of the technicals, and I don't really look at everything that's happening in the world. I'm bullish because I want crypto to go up. You're bearish because you have a lot of reasoning. Let's get back to that. But first off, we have the Andy community here. Let's chat about this real quick. They're in our chat strong, so I think it makes sense to look at it. Have you heard of Andy yet, or have you seen it?
I have seen it commented, but I can't remember where.
I saw it from your pop, I believe. But let's give our honest take, guys. We're not paid to do this. We're just talking about it. But here's the chart: 1.36 million. It looked like it literally launched yesterday, April 23rd. Already million market cap. No honeypot. Buy and sell tax is 3%. About 568 holders. First off, I think personally the marketing looks good. The purple, the yellow.
Is that a new meme? Is that an actual character? Pepe was done or something, or is that a new?
I don't know. Chat. What do you think? Tony Montana.
Andy, or was Andy a pre-existing?
I think it looks pre-existing. The most memeable Memecoin, dude. The Memecoin section is so funny. Slacker roommates Andy and Pepe are communal vignettes, combining laconic psychedelia, childlike enchantment, drug-fueled hedonism, and impish mischief. Why'd they use such crazy words there? Now it's time for Andy to take reign. 1 trillion buy and sell tax 3%. Andy leverages the power of Pepe memes in crypto for all the wise guys. Andy, I think this one does. Am I mistaken, guys, or does this do right here? Yeah. So the buy and sell tax, 3% of all Pepe reflections. So you buy and sell Andy and you get Pepe. It's a pretty smart meme. Whoever created this, I got to admit, first take, it's kind of smart. I don't know any, but I think it is it's smart to do that, right? You're playing off Pepe, the success of Pepe. So everybody loves Pepe. You get every buy and sell, you get 3% reflections in Pepe. I mean, already shot up to a $1.36 million market cap today. What's your first take, Dom? Honest take.
I don't like its limbs. They're a bit gangly. It's a bit unsettling.
What is?
The limbs. As in, the face is like normal Pepe, but that, I don't like that.
I know. Can you get some fucking muscle on this guy? Like, he looks so anorexic.
Well, they did actually, below that. If you scroll down.
Can they feed Andy?
Go down a bit.
Okay. Honestly, I like that better, to be honest. I would use that one. This one looks like, this is bear market Andy. This is fucking bull market Chad Andy right here.
The one above, that's crack addict Andy.
This is crack. Yeah, this is meth Andy. What's up with the words, though? Whoever the developer is, like, this is fat Andy. Wow, they got a lot of Andys. This one's fat. That's Coachella Andy. But slacker roommates Andy and Pepe are comical vignettes.
I don't even know
call it. Combining laconic, psychedelia, childlike enchantment, drug-fueled hedonism, and impish mischief. So yeah, the Andy chat was in here. Andy, what do you guys think of Andy, guys? Let me know in the comments. You guys like it? It is memeable. It is memeable. So Don, what's your take? Are you buying? They want you to make a VEMP investment. After what you saw today, is it yes, or do you have to do more research?
I need to. It's a bit too of a high cap for my degen.
$1 million is too high. Jesus.
Yeah, for my degen moves, I go early, or if it's in between, I'll either buy stuff that is like multiple millions, or stuff that is like tens or hundreds of thousands. I very rarely get involved in degen stuff that's like in between 1 to 5 million, just because it's so often like prime area for a dip. But at some point there might be a dip, and who knows if it gets back into my area, into my golden zone.
Yeah, you have your laws. You have your laws and meme coins like B Roots. But what about Pepe? Like, you know, what if you saw that at 1 million and you're like, oh, it's too late for Pepe, and then it went all the way up to 150 million?
I did. I saw it, and I saw, for example, this.
What's up, Bree?
I've seen Naruto at like 1 million. I've seen this like new like.
What's Naruto doing? I haven't even checked Naruto. Is it Naruto?
Yeah, I think it's like 10 mil now. I saw this other one called like Plank Quintessence or something.
Naruto.
Like, and that one I saw
with
it
Naruto
like
though. I got to be honest, man. Like the thing I just don't like about Naruto is like it's a character, right? It's like it's direct copyright infringement. You know, direct. Naruto.
Yeah, but he looks different there.
Does he? It's just the name then. Say what's at Naruto rugged, I think. People don't like the anime tokens. It's just a weird world. Did this rug? That's what someone said.
I don't.
Shit! 724,000.
Thing is, it depends on what the definition of a rug is. Like,
I mean, from 10 million, like you said, to 724,000 is not a rug. But...
Well, it did get to 5. I mean, it's down like 85%, but I mean, VEMP's down 85% from its peak. Obviously, it's different if it only launched 2 days ago.
It's different from 2 days to a year and a full bear market, you know?
Yeah. I mean, well, the liquidity is locked, so technically it didn't.
It didn't rug, but it could be a slow rug, right? Where the devs did sketchy shit and investors are left holding the bag.
Pretty quick. I mean, 2 days, quite a time to slow rug. I mean, yeah, but the thing is, it depends. And this is another thing with like rugs and stuff like that. Like, you know, what is it? Because I can't stand the term slow rug, because like half the time it just doesn't even. Like, people call anything that's gone down slow rug, especially in the bear market. Like, so I get comments on my stuff or on VEMP stuff with the chart saying slow rug. It's like, no, it's just a bear market and it's gone down slowly. That doesn't mean it's a slow rug. It's bear market. It goes down. Like, people have really overused like the term that now that it used to be just, a rug pull is removing liquidity, and a slow rug is like, some of your audience might hate me for saying this, but I'd say Saitama. Like as in like there's accusations of like the dev like dumping into like Uniswap, etc. That's what I would define as it. But people use it for anything now. If it goes down for a period of time, it's a slow rug, or if it drops in value, it's a rug. Like I think the terms, and this is a problem with muddying the water.
Well, this one's sketchy. Like there's a difference, right? Like all these projects, most projects that launched and had a good bull market, like they corrected because the market corrected, right? Bitcoin went from 69K down to 15K. Most tokens went down, but there's a difference between that and this is 2 days right here. This is literally 2 days. You said 10 million, around 10 million, or over 5 million to 700K. But it just depends if like the Twitter account, right? Like has the developer stopped tweeting? Is the Twitter account suspended? That's a good one. They got B Roots. Fudder detected 23 minutes ago. What is he doing? What's B Roots doing?
I think somebody like told him that they're, again, I think it was these accusations, but again, I mean, it could be, I don't know, I guess you just got to see and take everyone's own judgment on it. But this is the problem with like accusations of like slow rug and rug. Like it's so flippant now, like that in reality, like what can you do? Like, so like FUD nowadays, for example, I used to, like when I first launched VEMP, tax tokens didn't exist. And now VEMP gets FUD for not having tax, and 0% just normal tokens. Like when I first started, like literally that was a token. Normal ERC20 tokens get FUDded for not having tax because people cannot get it into their heads that some tokens and ecosystems can make money without needing to just tax the holders. Like people just can't get that into their head, and they think that 0% means that the dev must sell the token to make money, because how else are they making money? And it's like, wow, that there used to be this thing called utility or building like protocols that actually had use cases. But this is this is the thing. It's just all of these terminologies get overused until you don't actually know like what counts anymore.
Yeah, so B Roots, he said, he literally tweeted this: the dev's either a scammer or is one of those "I told you so" devs. And then he just said, I guess my thoughts on Nakamoto is right. I'm out. I hope I'll make money. Scams pump the hardest though, but I got to protect my followers. I took a major hit. So B Roots was out, and they tweeted that he was a fudder. Interesting stuff here. B Roots still big bullish. I want to do a stream. I really do want to do a stream with you and B Roots again. And even Ian Heinich, because right now, Dom, first off, real quick, you were pretty accurate in your price predictions. I have to say thank you, because right before the market corrected, you told me the market was going to correct. You're like, I did not expect this to hit 20, 21K. I think it was last week, and I took some profit. So thank you for that, because you made me some money. So I appreciate that. But you didn't expect us to hit as high as we did, right? Because 2 weeks ago, we had the liquidation charts up, and I think you said 2050 was probably going to be the high. We ran a little bit up before then, and then we corrected. So you're still very accurate. I'm not going to hold you to dollars. Like if you're $20 off, $30 off, you're still very accurate in your timelines. You're still very accurate in where you think we're going. But did you expect us to get to where the levels that we got to last week? What was it, 2150 maybe?
Yeah, I thought 20050.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, whatever you do, don't take financial advice from Dom. Sounds like a dinosaur. Funnily enough, my job, I used to literally be a financial advisor. That was my job. I have these dinosaur views, like, you actually have real value and not just years of quantitative easing and 0% interest rates. All of these archaic things that the market used to not be up only. But yeah, I know it's a tough way to live, but yeah, 2,100. I didn't expect. The liquidation chart showed up to like
2050.
2050. The problem is, and like I said about pumps and dumps, exactly the same. You have cascading stop losses where enough liquidity gets taken out that it just keeps going, and the stop losses cascade up and they can cascade down. So that's why you can get these crazy spikes, but they don't tend to last too long. But yeah, all indicators are just that. They are indicators. Like I had some guy comment on my Twitter, again, as I always do, that once you are bearish, you cannot possibly move your targets. And this is what frustrates me because, and the phrase that I applied to them, which is the same, which is bulls make money, bears make money, but pigs get slaughtered. And that's because if you are greedy and you only have one view, and you just stick to it, then you will always end up losing, because it's fine to be a bear and it's fine to be a bull. If you do not play both sides of the market, then you will either miss half the opportunities or you'll miss half of the entries. And if you only short in a bull run, you get slaughtered. And if you only buy in a bear market, then you will also get slaughtered. So I get comments like, oh, you said it was the top at 28.5 and now you're saying 30.5, like, you know, like as if like you cannot possibly move indicators. Like the market is a fully moving, changing environment. Literally, that's why people speculate on it. If you say this is my target and I think we top out here, and then the indicators change, then you need to change with it. You can't just say, no, I said that, so sorry, I got to hold it. Like if the charts now and the liquidation heat maps that I use actually say we're probably going to go higher, then I'm going to update it and I'm going to buy. Like I've mentioned a few times, I trade with a short bias, which means that I know and I am very certain that the direction and trend is still down. But that doesn't mean I don't long. I still actually, you know, I buy dips. Like I said, right now is a good place to hedge. And I will buy levels like this because you can buy here. Like let's say it's Bitcoin, you're at 27340 now. The local lows were, let's see, local lows were 27060. So you can buy here, have a 300 point stop loss, and that's a good way to hedge risk. Like I wouldn't short here because we're right, like sitting at this support level.
You got any charts for us? You got any liquidation charts or something you can pull up?
Yeah, let me.
I want to see the liquidation chart and see where it's heading, because it feels like it's going to be going lower. It does.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't checked them today, but let me sign in.
Yeah, so we're currently at 27,359 on Bitcoin, and all-time high this month was 30,500, right around 30,500.
But yeah, if you look, you can see it even on that chart, for example. Like, look, you can see that there's a clear like support line there at 27, and there is good risk to reward right now. Even if you're a bear, like this is an area where you're going to want to either take some risk off the table or buy in order to hedge. And it's stupid to just have one view. I don't do it. Like I'm heavily short and I trade with a short bias, but if I feel uncomfortable, if I only have shorts on, I will always want to have some sort of hedge because I just don't feel comfortable otherwise. Sometimes it can be small, sometimes it can be big, but I'll always have both sides of the market at least on like what I think will go by whichever way.
Absolutely. I got your chart pulled up here, guys. And just a friendly reminder, we will be doing a $150 ETH giveaway here. So all you have to do is retweet this tweet. It is pinned to the top of my profile. Make sure to retweet this, guys. And also smash the like button. Over 100 people in here, 33 likes. Let's get up to 50 likes. You do have to hit the like button in order to enter the giveaway. Now, back to you, Dom. Let's see what your charts are saying here on this Macro Monday.
This isn't the liquidation. This is just normal
Bitcoin.
chart. Yeah, if I was a market maker, like my targets would be, where's it gone? My targets would be, this is only the BitMEX chart, so it's not necessarily indicative of all spikes. Like that sort of spike, that might not be there on like the Binance chart or the Bybit chart.
And just walk me through this. Like, why are you drawing these lines here? What's the indicators?
Well, so you can see that like we bounced from this level here. When was this? This was on the 31st of March. So we got here 31st of March, we were at 27411. Here, 3rd of April, we were at
we kept coming back to that.
272.
Dip down.
27110, except so
So that line.
Anybody who has bought in April will have bought at a higher price than we are right now. Anybody that's bought. And so if you are buying leverage and you are speculating on it going up, where would you put your stop loss? You'd put it under the local lows. That's what I would do. That's where my hedges are. I would buy and I'd put my stop loss here. And market makers and anyone who trades will know that, because they can literally see it in the order book, or like they can see the retail environment. Like if I'm retail right now and I'm looking, what would I do here? I would buy. It looks like a good buy. And retail are wrong 90% of the time. That's not anything against retail. Market makers literally draw charts. So they will draw a chart to look good or bad in order to get people to go the other way. That's like the game. Like I say, if you don't know about the fool in the market, you are the fool in the market. And if you think that the game isn't rigged, then you're the fool. So if I am the market maker, I'm going to bring it down here, because every man and his dog has probably got their stop losses where this blue line is, because it's under the local lows of April. And then after we take out this line of stop losses, more than likely that's going to cause a pretty decent liquidation cascade. And then it's quite likely that we'll end up going here, because under here, that takes out, if we go here, that takes out all buyers for the past 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So I find it incredibly unlikely that the move is done here, because we've been collecting people buying for the past, 21st to the 21st. So 48 hours of people thinking, oh, we might be safe here. We've stopped dumping. If I was a market maker, I would nuke it from here straight down through these two. And I'm pretty sure that if we look on the liquidation heat maps, they'll support
Pull it up.
that hypothesis.
Pull it up.
So this is just a 12-hour chart, but let me put in a few exchanges so it aggregates.
The truth right here, liquidation heat maps.
So 12-hourly only takes into account trades placed in the past 12 hours. So yeah. So there's a decent whack at 27.
A lot of upside though. There is a lot of upside too.
Yeah, because again, we've had a while where we haven't tested above. We've been going down, but bear in mind that's because it's only the 12 hours, and you can see it's always the same way. People place their stops below the lows and above the highs. So on a 12-hour, we could, and there's always going to be some, but 12-hour is, if you look back to 7 days, that's 14 times as many trades in hours that you're looking at. So
we got a question here from Say What.
So that
what do the green and yellow lines mean?
So that shows you where there's the Z. That shows you the amount of liquidity and the amount of liquidation. So that's how many millions or billions worth of stop losses there are. So you can see that again, like where we're above the last 7-day highs, that's where we have our most liquidation. So basically the brighter it is, the more painful it would be if we got there. Because markets tend to work on a max pain hypothesis where they will make as many people as possible wrong, because that's where the liquidity is. People place their stop losses in the same places as everybody else. Everybody wants to be clever, and everybody thinks that they're being clever. In reality, they're all moving the exact same as the herd. So on the 7 days, you can see that people are starting to become more bearish because the trend is bearish. But we still have decent downside here. But again, we got more. But if we look back to like a month.
You're welcome. Say What. Anybody else have any questions? Feel free to ask them. We'll answer them.
Like you can see, look, if we look on a monthly, like it's this little patch here, 26.8. Like I said, this is literally where I drew on that chart, 27 to like 26. Like there's tons of liquidity there. And you can see by where the path has traveled, you can see where it's targeted before. So to think that we just took out these bits here, these darker yellows, and that we wouldn't go here. Like, look how close we are on a monthly heat map to take out this bit than to target back up here. Like, it's too close to miss. Like, it will fake out and it will go up like it did here. Like, people would have thought, oh, it's going to hit it here, but it didn't. And it's
These charts have proven to be like extremely accurate. And like I said, like last week, it's you thought it was 25. I think it went to 21, right? But that's still very accurate. You had the correct trajectory, but obviously it probably misses some of the liquidity. Dom, on a larger scale basis, what are your targets long term for Bitcoin? Do you think that the bottom is in, or do you still think that we might see that 12, 10K Bitcoin?
I still think that we might. I mean, the first place that I'm looking for is here. Like, this is where we'd follow, really. I mean, I'll skip over. This is the 3 monthly, but if we look on the yearly, that will show like everything that we've got. And you can see on the yearly that the 15K mark is like huge max pain. And why?
Wow. What the hell?
It's below the lows of the year. We've taken everything out. So if we wanted to really target the liquidity, we've got to go down here. And there's 215 billion worth of longs. And I get other people who comment on my stuff and say, like, Bitcoin's only worth like, 600 billion. How can there be 200 billion? But people forget that the whole market is leveraged. Like, the Bitcoin shorts I have on now are 100x. So whatever Bitcoin is, times that by 100. Like, there is more derivatives of Bitcoin than there'll ever be Bitcoin. Like, if everybody actually like wanted their Bitcoin back after borrowing it, lending it, like, they're just exchanges inflate the amount of Bitcoin supply there is. Like, they put orders on their books, and there's no Bitcoin to back that up.
How's that possible? This feels like the housing crash that we saw.
It's just derivatives. So a derivative is like lending or gearing or speculation on assets that don't exist. It's just a monetary phenomenon that, in our ever like changing and ever increasing appetite for risk, we decide to speculate on things that no longer exist, or we make things up, like collateralized debt obligations, like, or mortgage-backed securities. Like, these are just things that humans have created in their head. Like, what's a collateralized debt obligation? It's tons and tons and tons of people's debt put into a vehicle, stamped with a risk rating, and then traded by banks. And they buy it from each other and they sell it with each other. And then it depends. And then people think, oh, it's priced based on, the debt within it, which doesn't happen. It's just priced based on nothing. But it's just one of these made up things that we do. But if I show you the 6 month, that'll show my short term targets, which is this area here is my main target, which is back to 18K. I mean, you can see why I thought the move was done here. Like, we tapped this out and there's a little bit here, but you got to think, if you're a market maker and you want to go where the liquidity is, like, you can see the direction you'd go. Like, we had, and you can see how it got taken up, because everybody gets bearish at the bottom and everyone gets bullish at the top. So people just, you got liquidations. And then here you didn't really have too much for a while. And then you can see it all collected up top above the recent highs again. And then you got a huge amount here, and then big one here, and then we pushed up, and there's been fairly little around here, like some up here, but like, you're going to go south, to be honest. Like, this part is the main bit. Like,
where's that at? 18K around?
Yeah, so between 19.2 to like 18, like, you've got every single band: 73, 77 billion, 74 billion, 67 billion, 42. Like, bear in mind, this is one of 58, 49, 43. Like, if you wanted to cause max pain, like, these are the bands you go to. And look, like, look up here. So what's that? 58 billion at 33.6, right? So if you look here, every single one, like 42, 32, like 46, like almost every band is like the same or bigger, till you get like here where you got like 87. So that's the short-term target. If you want to hurt as many people as possible, like, you go to the like highs and lows. You always like fill these gaps. and yet this area is just screaming for more. The thing is, stuff gets added. These only look back 30 days. So if everybody starts, and you can see on the 12 hourly, there's much more liquidations on the upside than the downside, because people get bearish, when it goes down. So that's where we can have these like spikes up, which take out the bears, because the market doesn't like people to be right. And so it will cause max pain by having these stupid little pump and dumps, because it takes out all of the bears and then it takes out all the bulls, just to frustrate the crowd, like max frustration. So the max frustration is down, which is why I trade with a short bias, because there is so much pain to be had to the downside now versus very little to the upside. There can certainly be some frustration in between on like 12 hours, 7 days, but like I trade with a short bias because like almost certainly there's too much liquidity down there to not tap into it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I think you can make money buying dips. I buy dips. I'm long here with hedges. I'm pretty sure that this level here will go, because it looks like a good level to buy hedges.
Yeah, well, you sound less bearish, because before there was a time in the stream, Dom, where you were saying 4K Bitcoin, 200 ETH, and now you're saying 18K Bitcoin right now. So it's sounding less and less bearish.
But that's because my charts don't go down that level. Like, it's been too long. We'll see what the charts look like, but that's a huge move and retrace to have. But like, even looking at the market where we are now, like we're 2.7, 240. The problem is, and one of the main things at macro wise that could completely screw everybody. Oh, in fact, actually, I downloaded some charts to post on Twitter, but I can share them here instead.
Happy Feet Adventure says no one can predict. Yeah, no one can, because anything can happen, anything can happen. We've proven that time and time again in the crypto space. 9 Lives of Crypto says 18K Bitcoin. Back to that, you would be a fool to think so. I think he's saying back to 18K Bitcoin, you'd be a fool to think so. We shall see.
I mean,
and then N4 again says, seriously, Dom used to be hella bearish. Now he's less and less bearish, guys. Soon the Doom King will flip into the Moon King. Actually, that name's already taken. He'll flip bullish though, I predict.
Yeah, I mean, to say like we couldn't see 18K again is like mental. Like, we will. Like, it's like we're in. I mean, if you just look at, let me share something different, because people forget, and the market goes in trends. Like, everyone was worried about the debt ceiling, then the banking crisis that happened 3 days started. Like, the bull case is the bear case. And I've been saying this for ages. So everybody got really, really bullish because the banks were collapsing, or supposedly the banks were collapsing, which meant they thought, yay, the Fed has to do QE again. The 2-year yield went from 5% to 3.6%. It's now back up to about 4.2, which predicts interest rates. Everyone thought, oh, the Fed's going to cut rates because the banks are collapsing. Well, no banks have collapsed since SVB. So what's changed? Everybody was really bearish before the banks collapsed because they thought the Fed was going to hike interest rates. So now that the banks haven't collapsed, what has changed from back when everyone was really bearish thinking they were going to hike interest rates? Absolutely nothing. And so the worries of before are the same worries of today. It's just that you've been distracted looking at other stuff. So if we look at the debt ceiling, which everyone has been talking about for like the past year, maybe, let's see where window, where are we here? There we go. So yeah, there we go. So this is the S&P back when we last had the debt ceiling incident.
Yeah.
And you can see that the VIX, again, the VIX is a measure of equity volatility. And it's been crushed recently. It's like very, very low. Right now it's at like 17 or 18. No bear market in history has ever bottomed before the VIX has been at 45, and it hasn't been higher than 30 in the past 12 months. That's one of the main indicators that tells me the bear isn't over, because if the bear was over, it would be the first time in over like 50 years that this has been different to the norm. And you can see what happened here, like when the US debt got downgraded from AAA, the VIX spiked up, but the VIX began to spike far earlier because nobody, and one thing again, all these phrases that I keep saying is you buy protection when it's cheap, because when you need it, it's not cheap. So right now, the VIX, the volatility index, is very, very low. And I've bought so much of it that I'm not allowed to buy any more by my broker.
Wow.
It's so cheap. But like, it's because it's cheap. That's when you buy it. People don't want it when it's cheap because everyone's bullish. And that's why it becomes so cheap. So when you are thinking Bitcoin will never see 18K again, when you're having those thoughts, think to yourself,
Yes.
oh, I actually think that. And because you say that, that is why it will be back to 18K.
Yeah.
Because it seems so unbelievable. That is the exact moment when you're taking screenshots of your portfolio to send to your friends, or when you think that the whole world is going to collapse and that you're literally going to lose all your money. Those are the times when you should be buying and selling.
We need to clip that. I need to clip that and save that, because that's so true. It really is. When you're taking screenshots of your wallets and sending it, that's when you need to sell. And when you think literally it's going to zero and you don't want to buy, that's when you have to buy. Why is that? Why is it reverse psychology?
Because it's peak euphoria. It's just human nature. Like you have just these crazy things of like why it happens. It's all just psychology, and that's half of the game of trading. There we go. We've just taken out the lows on Bitcoin. We're down to 27. So there we go. We just hit that stop loss. Yeah, just whilst we've been talking.
Stop loss just hit.
Well, the stop losses and the liquidations, basically, it just took us down there. So we just took out the past 48 hours worth of lows. I'll share my screen, but I don't want to show people my.
No worries. No worries. I also want to talk, get your opinion on Gary Gensler. I don't know if you watched that, but when he testified in front of Congress.
Oh yeah, I mean the guy's a clown.
They wrecked him though. They kind of wrecked him. Like this guy's coming in with like an iron fist and all these cryptocurrency projects and exchanges and people, and the Congress is like, "What are you doing? Like, what gives you the power to do this?" Like they were like, "Is Ethereum a security or commodity?" He couldn't answer it. What was your take on that whole interview?
Yeah, I mean, it was typical. Like he spoke like a politician, and he didn't answer the question. He taught classes on like Bitcoin, but never owned it. Yeah, I mean, it was just the exact thing that you think. Like the people who make policy just don't understand like how it works. But that's the way it's always been. Like the ministry in the UK, we have like the ministry, the Minister of Education, like the Minister of Health. None of them are doctors. None of them have ever been teachers. But somehow we think that these idiots can now run that whole sector of like the country. But I mean, to show you what just happened is literally like on the chart is that we took out in that cascade, just took out the recent lows, like I said here. So these were the lows up until then, and then we just spiked down here, and now we're right back up. And people will think right now, half of the retail market have just been nicked out by that little candle there.
Yeah.
And they're disappointed and they're annoyed, and they are buying again here because they think that this was just unlucky. And that little spike is just there to tempt them in. A lot of people will buy now, thinking, "Oh, I just got stopped. I just got nipped out. Let me buy back here, and I'll just set my stop loss a little bit lower." And they'll set it below here, and then give it 24 hours maybe. Like I reckon we will get down to like here. Like this won't be the bottom of this candle. It's too easy. It will go lower because like just a lot of people will be right now thinking that's annoying. I got stopped out by 100 points, 200 points, and they'll be buying it back. And that's why you don't have like a huge like candle all the way like down here, because you want to give people time to enter. Just always think about the market of how would I annoy as many people as possible, or think about I want to place a position based on an idea. what is the very opposite of that idea that would cause me the most upset. And if you trade like that, then you'll notice when you're wrong, and you'll notice and you'll see everything coming, because it's just, once you think about it, once you target yourself and you make yourself the victim in your mind, and you think, how do I cause myself the most pain? And then you follow that. So whatever your instincts tell you to do, you follow how you would hurt that person the most if you were controlling the market, and you will be 10 times a better trader, because you realize it is just the game of who the fool in the market is. And if you can separate yourself and you can watch the fool and you can think, what will that fool do next? And that's when you become a good trader, because you realize how out of control you are of the market.
My strategy is just buying and holding. That's it, and taking profits when the Doom King says that as well. Now, I mentioned Gary Gensler. Did you see this though? Did you see the token that launched from him? The Gensler token.
Good Gensler. See, that's another one where I'm doing analysis right now on.
How dumb can you be though to launch this though? It's like to launch. Like, obviously he knows about this. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's not smart. Like, it's probably just going to piss him off, Like, he's going to come directly after these people and this developer, I would imagine.
Well, that's the plan. I mean, it's as long as they're anon, which they will be. Like, it's just, that is the plan. Like, it's outrage marketing. It's why Richard Hart and Andrew Tate are so well known. Like, they know what they're doing. Like, that's the exact reason that they're doing it. But if you look on this website, how suspiciously similar does it look to Pepe and to all of these other ones?
Let's check Pepe. I don't know. It's pretty much the same. Like, split up into blocks, Yeah,
and then go click on Naruto.
This is funny.
If you go onto the Naruto website as well, like all of these, and this is why I'm looking at them and why I'm trying to do analysis on
Think about they're all the same devs, same team. Potentially.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to look at. I'm trying to basically see. But if you look on the website of Good Gensler, you look on the website Pepe, you look on the website of Naruto, they literally are the same website, just different, just literally like different images. And they do these, and they have the right people pushing it. They know the right wallets to buy with. They know the right things to do. Because if you were in this developer's good books and you were in early on Pepe, you were in early on this, all these people have just made millions, at least on paper, and a lot of them would have sold. Once you're in with these people, why would you ever tell anyone? Like, you've got literally a money printer. So this is why you've got to be clever, and you've got to try and find and track down the original wallets and try and find who they're linked to, what they've done. And you'll be a lot more successful if you try and just think like a shark. And as I say this, we're literally just about to take out the previous lows of the bottom of that candle where I said there we go. So again, you've got to think of who the fool in the market is. Here's a 1 minute chart. So we went down here. Everyone thought, oh yeah, here's a good time for me to load up. I'll put the stops below here. That way I won't get caught out. And then it just does it again. And you got to think max frustration. What does my gut tell me to do versus what? And you'll see what we're doing now, we're coming back up, and half of these idiots will do it again. They'll buy again thinking, oh, just another 50 points there. And it'll do it again. And it'll keep doing it. It's just, think of how can you annoy and frustrate and lose as many people as possible, the amount of money. And they do these things here, instantly back up just to get people out. And everyone thinks, what is this bullshit? I'm going to buy again. Then it will happen again. As long as you know where the stupid money is, and you know where the stupid money is buying and where the stupid money is putting their stops, all you have to do is be the shark rather than be the fool. Like, these people know human emotion, human psychology, and you just need to think, how can I cause as much pain as possible? And it's by these little things like, dipping. People put their stops up, dipping again. Like right now, we are now higher than we were when we were pausing just on that chart. And honestly, yeah, if you stop thinking that the market is fair and you stop thinking that you are smarter than the market and you start accepting that you are completely out of control, that is when you become better at trading, because it's just the illusion of control. You need to think like the sharks, because otherwise you're just going to get eaten.
Absolutely. And we're going to be doing our giveaway here, guys, in a few seconds, probably 2 minutes. Dom, I want to give you a chance to talk about VEMP updates. I saw a lot of people tweeting VEMP May. Tell us what you can. Obviously, there's probably some stuff under NDA RAS, but tell us what you can about VEMP Studios and some updates here for your company.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about being a bear like me is that the more the market goes down, the more my shorts I can buy back and burn. So been making the most out of that. But yeah, we got a lot of good updates, and May is May. We're not saying what May bring, but we have lots of games that we're developing. Like I mentioned, the main thing actually, anyone on here who is on Phantom, we've just bridged and launched our FTM staking pools. So I really like Phantom as a chain. I like, and I met Andre Cronge, who's the founder. I met him at ETH Dubai and we had a chat, and I'm pretty sure that the Phantom pool right now, I can bring it up. I think the APR is still like over 100%, because when we first launched these pools, because we launched them based on the rewards were on block rewards. So what that means is that we send, let's say, one VEMP to the pool every block, and Phantom blocks are like every 1 second. So that one VEMP is split across however many stakers there are. And that means that if you're early into the pool, you earn massive APRs because you're sharing the rewards with a lot less people. So yeah, you can see here 99.57% APR currently in the FTM pool on Phantom. Wow. So yeah, if you're quick and you've got FTM lying around from like an old project that you went into in the bull run or something like that, you can stake it for currently 99.5. But yeah, the earlier you are, the bigger chunk of the reward pool you'll get. So yeah, if you got any spare FTM hanging around, you can stake it for like 99.5% at the moment.
Cash.
And then
it's insane rewards.
Yeah, and then those rewards you can compound into our VEMP staking pool to earn 15% interest on your 99.5% interest. So it's constantly compounding. This auto compounds in the actual VEMP pool. So yeah, any spare FTM you got lying around, good yield at the moment.
Let's do it. So there's the updates for VEMP. And last thing, when should we expect Penguin carts to be fully live?
So we've got the demo and we've been able to put a few videos out, but we're hoping to have multiplayer ready over the next couple of months. Like we want to have, and the thing is, honestly, I can't overstate, like, we've pivoted from our original sort of, metaverse token staking angle to focus much more on layer ones. And the reason we've done that is because we can be a lot broader in our approach, and that we can, really go from start to finish with our stakers and, buy games, develop games, all from one place, from one staking platform. So we should have some really, really bullish updates. Like, the stuff that we're developing is really cool and really, really fun. And there's also games like I haven't even announced yet, and some of them are like games that I think people do this badly in crypto. Everybody builds games that they think will attract crypto users, which is complete opposite of what we should be doing. Like, you should be targeting the mass market. And I think there is such an opportunity, because whenever I play like online desktop games, it used to be when I was bored stiff at work and just doing something really quick and easy, just to pass the time. And there's such a market for that. And
Yeah.
making that like play to earn, just like stuff that you do because it's fun and it's not too serious. You don't need to like do levels. You don't need to concentrate too much. And it's these things that I want to be building out so that we can actually make gaming fun and for the right people, rather than just, I not play to earn, because it just attracts like, airdrop hunters basically.
100%. Yeah. Like actual good games. And I think you're doing it the right way. You're building in the bear and you'll thrive in the bull market. Let's do this final giveaway here, Dom, and then we'll wrap it up tonight. This was the tweet, guys. Over, what was it? 80 plus retweets. If you haven't retweeted yet, go do it now. This is the Macro Monday giveaway, $150 of ETH to one lucky winner. Let's go ahead and do it. I'll email the winner, send a Twitter DM to the winner after the stream in 3, 2, 1. The winner of $150 in ETH goes to Doing Me. 1, 2, 3. What a way to start off your Monday morning. Macro Mondays winning $150 in ETH. Congratulations. Everybody say congrats in the comments to Doing Me. My guy Burn by Saitama just joined. What's up, my guy? How you doing today? And we had the Andy crew in here strong. Dom, I hope next Monday we can get a recap on your speculation, I guess, surrounding the Pepe / Naruto / Gary Gensler developers, because it feels like you think that they're all probably around the same person. So hopefully next Monday we can get an update on that.
I'm trying. I mean, it's hard to get full handle on it, and so much. Honestly, I swear to God, if I had the biggest team ever and I could constantly hire, God, I wish I could have 10 me's that I could just make doing stuff. But yeah, there's only so much people I can hire and so many things. But yeah, I would. I'll try and keep people updated. I might need more than a week though.
Take your time. We got plenty of time. Dom, that's the show. Good turnout here. The people loved it. I enjoyed the show. Thank you for sharing the charts. Thank you for sharing the information. And everybody, make sure to follow Dom on Twitter. He has a lot of good tweets about the macroeconomic markets. Follow me at Jake Gagan, and we'll see you guys next Monday. I'll be live with Rodney tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. PST on his channel, and then we'll be streaming afterwards. Everybody, appreciate you for tuning in. Dom, thanks for joining the show, and we will see you guys next week and tomorrow. Thank you guys so much. Peace out, everybody.
See you later.